Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Asmongold TV, 4.35 million subscribers, which is brilliant, to be honest, that he's made this video and got so many subscribers. Nearly 3 hours ago, he made the video. Nearly 300,000 views in 3 hours, which is good. It's going to get dark. It's going to get real dark here, to be honest. Couple of things before it gets dark. Ukraine, and again, many of us so-called conspiracy theorists who have been proved right about everything thus far, and will be more so in the near future. Ukraine, and the world's a stage. All of this is planned. People are talking about this in the background. The Rothschilds talking to Epstein predominantly about Ukraine. What's going to happen in Ukraine? Again, more proof that that it's all a plan in a way. These people are talking about what's going to happen before it happens and while it's happening. What's going to be the future of Ukraine? Again, the Rothschilds and Epstein talking about it. Like Epstein has some sort of control over what happens with Ukraine. Having detailed conversations and emails with the Rothschilds. Again, mentioned the Rothschilds many a time. One of the elite banking families of the world that have kind of kept themselves in our lifetimes. They've kind of kept themselves out of the media. But you go back about 100 years or before, and everybody in the world knew who the Rothschilds were, and they went into the background in sort of the last 50 years, maybe a bit more. But yeah, they were one of the most famous families in the entire world, being probably the richest family in the entire world. Not 50 years ago, but now they're not really spoken of. But they exist. They still exist. They're still the richest family. They're still one of the most powerful families. They're involved in all the banks, etc. And yeah, they're more proof here in this video that A, the Rothschilds are an elite banking family. B, the Rothschilds have a lot of control still within the world. Three, the world isn't quite what people think, and it's all planned out. And there's kind of proof here of it, you know what I mean? And then there's it goes a bit darker with in this sort of possibly child sacrifice. So we'll play a bit of this. But yeah, this is honestly, it's brilliant that Osmond Gold's got out of this and he's made a video on it. And again, it'll go out to so many people. And people will struggle to believe what they're hearing at times because well, I mean, it's everything we said, to be honest. That's the view of it. It's everything we said. So let's have a listen to this.
I just, honestly, guys, I'm actually so glad that my mom isn't here to see this, because if she was, I would never hear the end of it. It would be over for me. It would be totally over for me. Like, I would just have to agree with her about everything. Because yeah, apology time, exactly, yes. Apology time, this is nuts. I did reports on designer babies at school. There's a chance all of this is bullshit to distract us? From what? Yes, and her heart couldn't take it. You're hearing I told you so for the rest of your life. I would be. And I'm back. I met Simon. Let's schedule a call. I can discuss any questions you might have. Attached is a document you requested. It's the, quote, use of funds spreadsheet and the designer baby and human cloning company. Oh my God. Well, so because she thought that basically there were two Joe Bidens. There was the smart Joe Biden that was the clone, and then there was the real Joe Biden that was stupid. And I remember the only counter that I had for that is, like, if we had a smart Joe Biden, why would they ever roll out the stupid one? Why would they ever bring out stupid Joe Biden if they knew the smart one was there? They could use that. Why would they ever do that? It's like, are there ever an occasion for that? Both were stupid. Yes, I guess so. And solid and liquid Biden, exactly. And for the other one's on maintenance. Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, he was on, like, repairs and stuff like that. What did my dad think? I don't think my dad even considered.
So he's joking around there about Joe Biden, but at the same time, maybe not. Joe Biden did jump from being semi-normal to being a fucking idiot, but probably just gone senile with old age. I mean, there was more proof as well that Joe Biden doesn't run fuck all. He was just the man in front of the camera talking, and the elite behind him were the ones running the show here. Again, we've talk of human cloning going on here, talk between Epstein and Brian Bishop, I believe. Talk of human cloning. Again, not supposed to be done, but it kind of has been started. It's probably been going on in the background for a long time, a long time. You would be talking at least 30 years we've been doing human cloning, if not more, but definitely for over 30 years because of the technology we've had. I mean, it could be longer, to be honest. It could be a lot longer if we go into other things. So, talk of human cloning, that's the first thing out of the bag here. Again, why would you be talking about human cloning if it wasn't possible? So I'm making a bit of a joke there about Biden and his mum. His mum was obviously a big conspiracy theorist, Asmund Gold TV here. And like all those conspiracy theorists, everything she ever said will be proved right in the end. So, yeah, a bit of a joke on the side, but the cloning being mentioned here.
Considered any of this stuff. I don't think he gave a shit about it. And anyway, oh no, Epstein, Bill Gates, Larry Cohen are discussing, oh yeah, by the way, was Jeffrey Epstein involved potentially with COVID or other types of pandemics? Of course! Of course he was, duh! So Larry and I have been working on deliverables at my time since BG3. At Larry's request, I have spoken with Roger. Everyone has offered guidance and ideas. Works put together to require documentation to make sure this time it's valuable. Two areas where I'm interested in: the scope of domestic health and neurotech and brain science. And I propose these are deliverables. Larry and I will let you know what I think. And where's the rest of it here?
Yeah, so talking about COVID in 2017, 3 years before COVID. Again, everything is planned. The world is a stage. Everything is planned here. It doesn't happen by chance. Again, talking about COVID, 3 years before COVID, 2017. So again, it's honestly like I can't stress how right we all were, to be honest. Again, you want to listen to the conspiracy theories because they've been right about everything. Again, we're going to go into Satanism and Luciferianism, child abuse, COVID getting mentioned here, cloning being mentioned as well. So basically, everything we've ever said is true. And it's all been proved in these emails. So again, COVID was a plan. It was all a load of bollocks. These people are talking about it 3 years before it happened.
To improve access and secure personal health data, blueprint and/or recommendations for zero-knowledge, proof-based digital system to secure private personal health information, allowing access to digital be redacted. Oh my God. Follow-up recommendations and/or technical specifications for strain pandemic simulation. Well, how about that? So let me get this straight. In 2016, a 28-year-old actor went to Comet Ping Pong to investigate Pizzagate, fired a bullet that hit their computer system, was sentenced to 4 years by Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who now is the Supreme Court Justice. And now he was fatally shot during a traffic stop and died 2 days later. That's crazy. Here we go. This is Pizzagate.
Those emails are bananas.
They're not explained.
They're talking about young kids who are going to be coming to a party to have fun. They're talking
They'll
about
be in the
pizza
pool, and they will
hot
be there
dogs.
for sure. $65,000 worth of hot dogs.
Like, isn't it crazy that the same vote?
Yeah, 60. This is from Fred Button. To various people here. Get ready for Chicago Hot Dog Friday. I think Obama spent about $65,000 of taxpayers' money flying in pizza dogs from Chicago for a private party. Now, pizza means girls, dogs means boys. Again, like hot dog, I think is a boy without a bun, means circumcised. So this has been, again, this is what Pizzagate was all about. So here we have an email. I think Obama spent about $65,000 of taxpayers' money flying in pizza dogs from Chicago for a private party. Now, at the White House not long ago, assume we are using the same channels. So, $65,000 worth of pizza and hot dogs is the most pizza and hot dogs you've ever seen in your life. Plus, these people do not eat pizza and hot dogs at lavish affairs. Do you know what I mean? So, again, using pizza. Pizza means girls, dogs means boys. Hot dogs without a bun, as Hillary Clinton has mentioned, means circumcised, I believe. So, again, more proof of them using codes, food to represent children of female and male. $65,000 on pizza and hot dogs is a lot of fucking pizza and hot dogs by anybody's standards. Taxpayers' money. I mean, even if it is pizza and hot dogs, apparently we're still paying for it here. A private party. So again, this is alluding to children, not pizza and hot dogs. Is the crack. Again, I've kind of got to go with it myself due to how much is actually being spent on pizza and hot dogs. $65,000. How much pizza and hot dog can you buy for $65,000? You know what I mean? Yeah, so I think this is right. It's on about girls and boys, and $65,000 for the children. Again, Epstein was being paid by people, the people were his clients, and money was changing hands for abusing children. So here's more proof of Pizzagate, and again, Obama being involved here. Obama spending $65,000 of taxpayers' money flying in pizza and dogs for a private party. The plot thickens.
Vocabulary that was leaked by WikiLeaks is also being used in the Epstein files. Like, what are the odds that they're using the exact same vocabulary terms? Wow. What are they? That's so weird. What a coincidence.
Dogs flown from Chicago for a White House party.
The whole thing is like very weird.
Did you ever see the archived Instagram posts from James Alefantis' Instagram?
No.
That's the guy that owned the pizza place.
That's a dark place. So there's so many layers to Pizzagate.
What does hot dogs mean? Young boys.
They tried to cover up intentionally for very good reason.
Well, how about the logos?
Well, the thing is, I avoid, in the way I've talked about it, I've avoided all the symbols and logos and even some of the pizza stuff because I think there's so much more ripe, clear evidence that is way more powerful. And James Alefantis' Instagram account is a great example where...
Where can you find it online?
So you cannot find it on Instagram anymore. It's only been archived onto other sites, which is kind of sketchy because it's like, how do I know you're not adding photos and stuff? So you kind of have to dig and dig and dig and cross-reference over and over and over to make sure that you're getting sort of like the consensus, because everyone watched as it happened. So people like Liz Crokin, people like Alex Jones, like they saw these things come out. And you can find plenty of different archives of all of James Alefantis' Instagram posts. And there are things like photos of children with their arms taped to tables. And the caption is, looks like a fun time. And then people that have always been commenting on his posts, like the people that are interacting with his posts all the time, have even weirder Instagrams where it's like kill room. And there's a coffin that's open and things like that. There's like a photo of like a walk-in freezer. And it's like, man, looks like you've been having a fun weekend.
Pizza pentagram. Bro. Bro, no fucking way. No fucking way it's all real. Oh my god.
It's like, man, looks like...
Yeah, it's all real.
Like you've been having a fun weekend. Things like that are just super
what the fuck,
dark.
man?
And a bunch of babies and a bunch of symbolism, a bunch of children, and it's all photos on their Instagram in plain daylight. And they all got scrubbed, obviously.
Jesus
and that's not
Christ.
to mention Podesta's art collection and the Marina Abramovich connections. It goes on and on and on and on.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the Clintons with the Haiti scandals, with the cocaine in Arkansas. It's like the thing is that we sound crazy. I sound crazy to someone that doesn't do their own research.
This was in March.
Yeah. Again, that that's kind of the problem. We sound crazy to people who do not do the research. But we know that, you know what I mean? We know that, and again, that's why we try and tell people to educate themselves. Again, we know that telling people this information outright, with a lot of people, they won't believe a lot of what's going on and what's gone on, and we know that. We absolutely know it took a long time for a lot of us to wrap our heads around what's really going on in this world, and it's a far stretch from what you believed before you started looking into it. A far, far stretch from what you believed. And yeah, it's to do with Satanism, it's to do with paedophile, it's to do with the elites who run the world. Again, this is everything we've said, and the likes of people like David Icke have said for 25 years. Praise David Icke in many ways. Although I kind of think he's a gatekeeper, to be honest, but he still told you the crack, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, you've got to give him a lot of credibility now for everything he's said, because everything he's said, he's literally coming true here. Everything. So, yeah, again, what's the saying? Clever people sound like crazy people to stupid people, is the saying, and it's very, very true. Clever people do sound like crazy people to stupid people. Again, so it's all gonna, it's all come out in the wash. What was done in the dark will come to the light here, and is so. And yeah, the child sacrifice is in here. We've got fucking cloning mentioned. We've got the talking about the pandemic 3 years before it even happened. I mean, the truth's out there, as the X-Files once said. The truth is out there, but the truth will blow your mind, very much so. But yeah, it's all coming out. It's all coming out in the wash. Again, it's everything we've ever said. Again, I maintain I'm not really clever enough to make up all these conspiracies. No, why would I bother? You know what I mean? Why would I bother? And the truth of it all is there's a lot of information here that's kind of vital, to be honest. It's kind of vital for your soul more than anything, is the best way I'd put it. It's vital information for your soul. I would pay attention. I would pay attention from here on in. So we'll carry on. There's more.
Those emails.
2025. So almost a year ago. Almost a year ago, people were talking about this. Oh yeah, I didn't have a chance to show you guys this one. Look at this. They ate humans. Disgusting. I wasn't aware of anything. I mean, about the murders, yes. But they eaten humans. They smell like human flesh. So, you know what happened to her? Yeah, me either. Gabriella Rico disappeared in 2009 after apparently escaping an Epstein file. Or an Epstein party. The thing is that, bro, people are making jokes about Diddy parties. Nobody's joking about Epstein parties. Oh my god. It's too fucked up. Yes. It's worse than a horror movie. It is. And where is it here? Jeffrey Epstein, did you torture her? Martin Novak is a Harvard professor. Our spy was captured after completing her mission. Jeffrey Epstein responds, did you torture her? Wow. Oh my god. Are you surprised Bill Cosby wasn't a part of this?
Yeah, torture, murder, sacrifice, paedophilia, all the worst things you can imagine these people get up to, and they really do, all the worst things that you can imagine. And kind of like I've mentioned before, letting these people run the show isn't a good idea. Really isn't a good idea. That's why everything probably goes to shit. Again, there's emails in a minute talking about Ukraine before it happened and as it was happening and what's going to happen in Ukraine. So again, all talking in the background about what's happening on the world stage here. Again, mentions of the pandemic, before the pandemic. Again, totally maintained and kind of improved here in this video. Not only is the world a stage, but we're all being drafted along by the global elite to a new world order, because these people are all the people in charge. And there's emails here talking about all the plans and everything of Ukraine, of COVID. I mean, you've got to be a fucking absolute moron at this point to deny any of this. That's the beauty of it. So, again, there's more. There's more coming. A lot more.
Well, so not necessarily, because like if you, oh geez, you know what? I think that joke's a bit too much. That's too much. It's too much. I can't do that one yet. All right, maybe give me another year and I'll be able to do it. And anyway, kind of ruins the fun knowing there's an actual Jewish elite cabal emailing each other stuff like the Goyim have gone insane. So Zelensky, also, by the way, keep this in mind, Zelensky is also talking, guess who? To Epstein. Wow, Ukraine is looking for advice, not sure where to start. We can discuss Ukraine. I know little, having been a number of times to Pinchuk conference and having helped push their debt relief during the Jericho time as, I guess, like financial manager. I have no idea. Zelensky looking for help. Putin dismissive, saying he is run by Israelis. Foreign minister. Okay, I got it. I assumed that it was something with financial, considering it was debt relief. But wow, year of file? This was in 2019, 3 years before the war in the Ukraine started. Can you speak now? No rush, tomorrow is best. Oh my God. Play the theme song? Guys, is there a 10-hour version of that? Oh my fucking God. Check out, oh yeah. He played Pokemon Go. Epstein linked to Pokemon. Check out Pokemon Go if you haven't already. The first of the augmented games. I don't even know what to say. Everyone did? Yeah, and he was one of them. I guess so. He also played Fortnite. I don't think he played Fortnite. Is that true? He played Fortnite? I have no idea. And I don't know what this one is. It must have gotten deleted. And so libtards realizing the Ukraine war isn't about democracy. What is this here? Rothschild, miss our talks. Will you be free? Can you believe, dude, this is like, I think this might actually gas out all the conspiracy theorists. This might just be the end of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, it kind of is the end of conspiracy theories, because all the conspiracy theories are now just conspiracies, and the word conspiracy doesn't mean conspiracy theory. Conspiracy means fuck people over, get together with somebody else, conspire with somebody to fuck people over is kind of what conspiracy means, which is everything that we've been telling you for fucking years. Yes, the global elites are conspiring to fuck us all over in many ways, many ways. War, Ukraine here, the economy, fucking you name it. We'll be fucked over by the global elites. So we kind of need to stop them in their tracks, was the plan. Again, these people are all sick, weirdo, Satanist fucking pedophiles as well. There's a bigger reason, but ultimately we don't want these people running the show. So, here we have the Rothschilds mentioned again. Any conspiracy theory person worth their salt will tell you about the Rothschilds. And again, a name that's kind of been kept from us in the last sort of 50 years. They're not. Go back 100 years and everybody knew who the Rothschilds were, because they're the richest family on the planet. But in our times, they kind of keep themselves a little quieter than they used to. And people wondered whether they were still involved here. But yes, they very much are still involved. Again, the Rockefellers kind of work for the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds are the top of the pile here, like above royalty, people say. Again, the Rothschilds were the Queen's financial advisors. Again, they're all in the money, always in the money, the banking, the Rothschilds. So here we have more proof, yet again, that the conspiracy theorists were completely right all along, and the Rothschilds are in the background pulling the strings. Yep, they were right. We were right. You heard it here first. We were right.
Because this is such an overload that there's like a sensory overload where like they just can't process all of it. Like, wait a minute. So there's literally emails about fucking the Rothschilds and Epstein having email conversations about the Ukraine war? A potential Ukraine war in 2014. Oh my God. They had elite bail knowledge? Yes. What's the way out of this? Oh, nothing's gonna happen. No one's gonna go to jail. No consequences will occur. And in 3 years, people will look back at this like it was a fever dream that never really happened. And then every once in a while, there'll be like a burst of attention for this. And then as time goes on, the attention will wane because the leaks are so extreme, so dramatic, so deranged that I don't think that a human mind can even comprehend the fact that they could actually be true.
Well, again, this is why we tell people to educate. Again, completely why? Because dropping yourself into all of this when you have no foundation, it's very, very hard for the building to stand because you haven't prepared yourself for what the world is really like. And it's a very, very dark, horrible place run by the least, most evil people among us. And the reality is, and you have to face the reality in the realization of all this, that you do not live in a very nice place at all. And ultimately, there's not a lot you can do about it. Well, we should do something about this. Again, this is why the world needs to know, is why people are making these videos, because in order to fix anything, you have to know the problem. And the problem is these people. These people truly are the problem. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Windsors, all the elite families, the Baron Sachs, the Astors, the names, a lot of names people haven't heard before as well, and the Lees, and many, many families. Some people call them the 13 families of the Illuminati, and they are sort of known. Like all this Illuminati stuff, it's kind of all coming true as well, like Satanism, Luciferianism, sacrifice. Again, we'll get onto a bit of possible sacrifice in a moment. But yeah, discussing the Ukraine war, how many years before it even started. Discussing COVID before it started. Again, the world's a stage. It's not happening by chance. Again, COVID was a shit show. It was a lie. It was all planned. Everything's planned. It's all planned. Again, like the economy collapsing is planned and will happen in the very near future. And World War III, as you might notice in the background there, is also planned. So this is why you're in a load of shit here on planet Earth, because these people plan the worst, you know what I mean? So, and here's proof of it: Ukraine, COVID. So there's more to come from these people. If you think they've finished, they certainly are not. We're working our way towards the New World Order. That is their plan. They're not going to stop the plan here unless we stop them, which isn't happening. So carry on. Again, there's more information.
It's so crazy that people won't even believe it. Oh my God. It derails everything. It does. And so, this is from the Rothschilds to Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein said, Ukraine upheaval should provide many opportunities. Many. This was in 2014. Putin annexed Crimea in 2014. Stranger than fiction? Yes, it is. And this is during Crimea. Hi, Jeff. Very long day sitting on a bank board. In beers are okay, but not satisfactory to me. And I'm putting them under pressure to be more innovative about asset management funds while restructuring. I'm at dinner with a client. Fed up. I miss our talks and I hope you're well. We'll be home tomorrow night. Will you be free? And let's discuss Ukraine. Oh my God. They are sitting in there talking about dividing that shit up. On February 20th is after Crimea. Yeah. Let me see here. I'll just look it up real quick. Putin signed a treaty on March 18th. And this followed their occupation. So they had already started occupying it. So wait a second. It's the same day. It's the same fucking day. Oh no. Oh my God, guys. Guys. This is amazing. Epstein's definitely still alive. Oh my God, what, bro? They planned this? I don't know. I really don't know. And maybe refugees are good victims as children for him? Yeah, I think that could be it, right? They're quick? Yeah, bro, they're on the ball. I mean, this is their job. Oh my fucking God. So Putin annexed Crimea on the same day that this email happened. Wow. Okay, so one of these paintings from this woman was in the European Parliament in 2023. So not all of them are up, but some of them are up. You see these photos here? These are photos of them cutting babies, cutting up babies, cutting their legs. Let's pull that one up. So they cut his feet off. Isn't that what they said? They cut his fucking feet off. That's what they said George Bush did. What are the odds of that?
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight. We are the first species. We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat.
Pizzagate is 100% real. You mean radiating a soft glow with this bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza. You know what, guys? I haven't seen any photos of Jeffrey Epstein eating pizza. I'm starting to think that whenever he says...
Yeah, you haven't seen any of these people eating pizza, but they go on about pizza and hot dogs quite a lot. But whenever they go to their lavish affairs, and then none of them are eating pizza and hot dogs. So it's totally code for children, to be honest. Pizza is girls, hot dogs is boys. This has all been figured out. Again, there was a woman there literally talking about eating babies. I think that's happened before as well with someone else as well. Sacrificing, eating human flesh. This is all to do with Luciferianism and Satanism and, again, doing the wrong thing, the real bad thing. And again, very hard for people to wrap their head around because it's a very sick affair, to be honest. But, and again, these are the richest people in the planet getting up to all this fucking crack. So, yeah, but the truth is out there, as the X-Files said. The proof is out there as well, I suppose. So, a woman drawing pictures there of children being the feet cut off. Again, a lad mentioned his feet being cut by a scimitar. Yeah, they're cutting people, cutting babies. Again, it's about pain, it's about the blood. Again, they drink blood as well, like vampires. When they drink the blood, if whatever the animal, this is kind of what halal is about. When they kill the animal, the fear is the adrenaline. It leaks into the blood when you're in fear and when you murder somebody in a sacrifice. The blood apparently tastes better because the adrenaline from the person is in the blood or something along them lines. Again, there's something to it. Do you know what I mean? as to why they sacrifice people and why sacrifice is good for them. With what they're doing, again, it's to do with the blood. Again, you can look at this is kind of known. I'm not an expert on any of this. Yeah, but it's they do drink blood as well, and again, when you sacrifice somebody, it's like something to do with the adrenaline in the blood, because obviously the person's scared to death here. So this kind of what's going on. Again, this is like Eyes Wide Shut, satanic Illuminati parties. Again, not everybody is invited to these kind of affairs. It's very, very, very much controlled. But this is what goes on, you know what I mean? And it's the evidence is kind of out there that these people Freudian slip, and whether that was even a Freudian slip or she meant to actually say we eat babies. She didn't kind of correct it, did she? She just carried on and then said food. So yeah, well, again, all the Ukraine and COVID stuff as well being discussed again. That people struggle to grasp what really goes on in this world.
Pizza, he's actually talking about something else. You guys feeling the same way about this? I mean, what are the odds that he's always talking about pizza, but there's no pictures of him with any pizza boxes even in the background? What are the odds of that? Wow. That's weird, right? Oh, we already saw this one before. Who all is in the Austin office? That's where I live. Who is going to want pizza? We only have one slice, and we need to know how thinly to slice it. You only have one slice, and you need to know how thinly to slice it. Does the pizza offer include all of us who can't make the meeting because we're out here editing? Because if so, count me in. Are you sure this might not be the James Jones Kool-Aid event? TKL, please eat my slice. Wow. Wow. Where are you? Are you okay? I love the torture video. From Jeffrey Epstein. What a crazy email, by the way. That's it. I love the torture video. Holy fucking shit. I worked at Kids' Choice Awards 7 years ago, and lots of famous people were talking about looking forward to their famous slices of pizza after the show. I didn't understand at the time. Oh my god. Hi, Zach. Q and QAnon and many others have been on this topic since 2016. As a former seeker, I can only tell you it's so much worse than what you think. There are many of us, and we know a lot. For your own mental health, do not go in deeper. You think this is affecting my mental health?
Yeah, it's a lot darker than this, and it goes a lot deeper. He's right. That's the beauty of it. Like, you haven't heard that. You literally haven't heard the half of it, of what really goes on and what's really gone on. You really haven't heard the half of it. Probably all the worst stuff we haven't been given. That's the beauty of it. Apparently half of them, the files haven't been released yet. And you can pretty much imagine that the worst stuff's going to be in there and redacted as well. Yeah, people don't even know the half of it. If you think it's bad thus far, again, the truth is far worse. So, torture video, again, torture, sacrifice, children, Pizzagate, a pizza parlor in DC, and knocking out children. It's all a paedophile ring here at the highest levels, as we've mentioned here. You think that the Pakistani grooming gangs in England are bad. No. This is much, far worse than the Pakistani grooming rape gangs. This is far worse. Yeah, and as I've mentioned, they probably use them lower people to get out of children as well. They probably, yeah, again, I maintain that that's probably what's happening. They use lower level paedophile networks like the grooming gangs to also get kids for this upper echelon paedophile network, which is a much, much darker place than the Pakistanis. It really is. As much as I don't like the Pakistani Muslim grooming gangs, as many people will know, this is worse. What's going on here is worse than what's going on the streets of Britain. It really is, and these people run the show, so you no wonder everything's fucked. Do you know what I mean? We really need rid of these people. We really do. Yeah, torture mentioned.
Barbara Bush used to keep a fetus in a jar.
You gave him special permission to write about it. He wrote that when you once had a miscarriage, you showed him the fetus in the jar.
Now, really,
we
the truth
touched
is,
on it before, but we didn't
Paolo
elaborate.
put it in a jar.
What?
Paolo, it's not in the library. No,
I know.
George, Paolo put it in a jar.
You gave him special.
Bush doesn't look happy. Again, skull and bones. This Bush has been named. This is Bush Senior. Again, even if you look into his dad was convicted of trading with the enemy, with the Nazis. New York Bank was shut down. Again, dark family history, to be honest. They're in Skull and Bones Club, 322, the Skull and Bones. Possibly Harvard University fraternity called Skull and Bones. Got no windows. You'd have to look into Skull and Bones. I'm sure it's Harvard. 322. If you anybody who well, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Skull and Bones. His son was also in it, and many American presidents also in Skull and Bones. A bit like Freemasons in a way, kind of like a secret club in a way that's not that secret. Skull and Bones, anyway, if you want to look into it. I believe it's Harvard University. Was a member, son was a member, many presidents are members, kind of a dark occultist kind of fraternity, Harvard as well. Even the frat house looks like a Gothic church of sorts. So, yeah, these people are mixed up in all sorts, you know what I mean? And if you do your research, you'll get all your answers, to be honest. You'll get all your answers. So, keeping a fetus here, I mean, yes and no, that's strange. Again, it's her fetus from a miscarriage, so she can do what she wants with it, apparently. Well, not really, actually. It's very, very difficult the hospital will try and keep the fetus of someone who has a miscarriage or abortion, to try and get the fetus off them, and they don't want to give you it. They want to keep it for testing or for various things, but who knows what they're doing with them, to be honest, with these sick people in charge. Yeah, but there's also dark tales of that as well, to be honest. We won't get into that. So, yeah, these people are in secret clubs. Skull and Bones is another one, 322.
And, like, I really... Hitler lived at a shelter that was funded by the Rothschilds. Oh, we already saw that before. Children.
Yeah, again, the whole World War II was Hitler. Hitler was funded by the Rothschilds, and did he just vanish? Again, there's evidence for all that as well. Like Hitler, again, this is why Epstein probably isn't dead. Hitler didn't kill himself. Hitler had all the money and the backing he ever needed, and was flown away and lived in probably Argentina for the rest of his life. Again, you whisk somebody away and hide them and just don't report that they're there. Nobody in the world knows, so there's a good chance Epstein's still alive, to be honest. He was clearly a very, very popular man with all the biggest people in the world. A very popular man. See, we're talking emails there, talking politics, talking COVID, talking all sorts in all the emails you can imagine. So, there's a good chance that this man is still alive. There's no way he killed himself. No way on earth he killed himself, because he knew that all these people in the background have got his back, right? When you have the Rothschilds in your pocket, and the Rockefellers, and the fucking Zelensky, and, you know what I mean, all these world leaders are irrelevant when you've got the Rothschilds in your pocket, to be honest. So, I'd say there's a good case for this man. He's still alive somewhere. There's no way he killed himself. There's no need to kill yourself. That's the point. Absolutely no need to kill himself, because he's got the most powerful people in the world have got his back. So he's got nothing to fear. Absolutely nothing to fear. And these people will get him out of trouble because they're all in on it with him. So for me, there's a very good case that this man is still alive because of who he knew and what he knew. And what he knew is a case for killing him. But at the same time, you can just do what would probably take him to an island and not tell anybody he's alive. And there you go. He's one of the club. Do you know what I mean? He's massively one of the club. So usually the club protect itself. They protect each other. Worst case scenario, they will kill you if they feel that you are gonna blab. So it is a possibility that he would be murdered, but it's also a very strong possibility he would be protected as well because of who he knows. So for me, as everybody said for a long time, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Whether he was murdered or he's still alive, that's your options really. I would go he's still alive, to be honest. So I'm going to leave it there. We've only played 20 minutes. It's an hour long, this Asmongold video. Again, there's more and more and more and more coming out. I just thought I'd give that a play. Again, if you want to watch the rest of the video, I'll make more as more comes out. But yeah, it's real dark. It's real, again, as it's said a few times, that the general public might struggle to believe some of all this because, again, it's real dark and it's real sick. And again, people don't want to face the truth of what happens in this world, but if you don't, the world's going to go to fuck here because the worst people are in charge. They really are the worst people of all the people that were possibly in charge. It's the worst people. Well, we'll leave it there anyway. More Epstein info. Again, a lot more to come, I'd imagine. A lot more to come. And the ones that they haven't released yet, which has probably got all the worst stuff in it. This isn't even the worst stuff. So we'll wait for that. Anyhow, we'll leave it there. Peace.